Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. You must, my God, be the watchman of this nation.
Fellow Ambazonians, yesterday bore witness to yet another thwarted attempt by the occupying forces to impose a celebration we scornfully recall as a day of shame in our nation's annals. I speak of the partial observance of February 11th, deceitfully labeled as Youth Day. Despite the relentless efforts of La République du Cameroon over the past 7 years since our declaration of sovereignty restoration, they sought to enforce their mandates across our land, yearning for a spectacle of compliance. Yet, our indomitable and liberty-craving populace defied them once more. Allow me to extend profound gratitude on behalf of the interim government and all freedom-seeking Ambazonians in the diaspora to our civilian population on the ground. Your adherence to the lockdown and boycott of that sham of a youth day echoes the spirit of resistance that defines our struggle. As we reflect on this occasion, we must ask ourselves, what significance does Youth Day hold in a nation where hope eludes our youth? In a land where education leads to mere street vending or SIM card vending. What relevance does Youth Day hold in a country where the elderly refuse to yield? They exploit the economy and cling to power through bribery and corruption forever, leaving the youth in a perpetual despair. Show me opportunities for our youth. Show me infrastructure for their advancement. Then we might entertain the notion of celebrating Youth Day. In Cameroon, the political elite subjugate and corrupt the youth to maintain their grip on power. We witnessed it in Nkambe yesterday. What is there to celebrate on so-called Youth Day in Cameroon? Nothing, zero. And we shall never allow such travesty to occur in a free and independent southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Never, never again. Fellow Ambazonians, as we reconcile with the reality that this war may endure for a long time, we must not misconstrue victory through mere lockdowns and ghost towns. Lockdowns serve as symbolic gestures of protest, allowing you, the people, to express vehement opposition to the occupiers' imposed ceremonies on our soil. However, we must not wield lockdowns as the sole instrument of our liberation. After 7 years of strife, we no longer view prolonged lockdowns as tenable solutions, except where absolutely imperative. Prolonged lockdowns exact a toll on our populace, burdening families, stifling livelihoods, and exacerbating hardships. We meticulously consider the duration of lockdowns, opting for a 3-day measure over a week-long ordeal. Any lockdown that fails to resonate within the populace, the civilian population, serves no purpose but to stroke egos and indulge in brinksmanship, a practice we vehemently condemn in this struggle. Throughout the duration of this conflict, lockdowns and ghost towns remain integral components of our resistance. They embody your collective dissent against colonial oppression. They signify passive resistance to the regime in Yaoundé and the international community. Ghost towns convey a message to our oppressors. Given the means, we would bear arms like our restoration fighters. Despite the regime's efforts to quash ghost towns, let it be known, ghost towns are here to stay. To the valiant restoration fighters of Ambazonia, I extend fraternal salutations. To the field marshals, the generals, and commanders, your unwavering resolve deserves our accolades. You, including our foot soldiers, enabled the shutdown of our territory against La République du Cameroon's purported Youth Day. You have thwarted La République du Cameroon's narrative of normalcy and peace. And let it be known that in this war, peace is not our pursuit. Justice is our crusade and our objective. Peace devoid of justice offers no resolution to our plight. It is hollow gesture. We demand rectification of all injustices through dialogue or negotiation, not hollow promises that we have seen throughout the years. Fellow comrades, yesterday's events unveiled tragic incidents in certain regions where cohesion marred the attempted celebration of February 11th. We mourn the burning of schools and the bloodshed in Nkambe. We hold Ngala Gerard accountable for the carnage in Nkambe. Like a shepherd leading lambs to slaughter, Ngala Gerard enticed the populace with blood money, paving the way to tragedy. Ngala Gerard's actions resulted in loss of life and injury. He must be held liable. And if Yaoundé is sincere about combating corruption, Ngala Gerard should face justice. He must answer for his crimes or face exile in La République du Cameroon for life. Ngala Gerard henceforth is persona non grata in Ambazonia. Restoration fighters are tasked with ensuring justice prevails against him. That said, let the events in Nkambe serve as a stark reminder that lockdowns in ghost towns demand strict adherence. We do not spring surprises with lockdown announcements. They are disseminated well in advance. And for as long as this conflict continues, lockdowns in ghost towns will not be transient. They will endure. Let us not imperil lives and families on lockdown and ghost towns days. To La République du Cameroon authorities, I must state that it is imperative that we sit down like mature and responsible people to address the long-standing grievances and injustices faced by the people of Ambazonia if La République du Cameroon hopes to achieve peace and stability in their own country. We have not known one for the past 7 years and counting. For far too long, the authorities in Cameroon have ignored the legitimate concerns and aspirations of the Ambazonian people. They opt instead for coercion and half-hearted attempts at resolution. The recent events surrounding the Bulge Youth Day of February 11 serve as a poignant reminder that the people of Ambazonia will not be silenced or coerced into submission. Not going to happen. Despite the assertions from the government that no mercy and peace have returned to Ambazonia, the reality on the ground tells a different story. The boycott of Youth Day festivities by Ambazonians, if anything, underscores their unwavering commitment to justice and self-determination. It is abundantly clear that without addressing the root causes of the conflict, true peace, ladies and gentlemen, will remain elusive. It's a promise. Ambazonians refuse to accept the annexation and occupation imposed upon them by the Cameroonian government. Justice, in the eyes of the Ambazonian people, starts with genuine dialogue and negotiations that acknowledges the historical and political realities of our two nations. It necessitates the recognition of Ambazonia as a separate sovereign entity entitled to self-governance, control over its own resources, and the right to elect its own representatives. It is only through sincere engagement at the negotiation table that we can hope to achieve a resolution that is equitable and just for all parties here, meaning La République du Cameroon and the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. The Cameroonian government must come to terms with the fact that military force and oppression will not lead to victory, but rather perpetuate a circle of violence and suffering, both on their own people and on the people of Ambazonia. Ambazonians have demonstrated time and again their resilience and determination in the face of adversity. We will not tire nor relent in our pursuit of justice and freedom. There are millions, literally millions, of young men and women in Ambazonia who stand ready to defend their homeland, their territory, with their lives, if necessary. All they ask for are AK-47s. Just to emphasize the point again, when we speak of justice for Ambazonia, we are referring to the fundamental need to address the root causes of the conflict through genuine dialogue and negotiations. It is imperative to recognize that Cameroon was historically comprised of two separate sovereign states, and that the annexation and occupation of Ambazonia by Cameroon must be acknowledged and rectified. Justice for Ambazonia means respecting the right of self-determination, allowing the people of Ambazonia to govern themselves, manage their own resources, and establish a government that is truly representative of their will. This includes the election of governors and mayors by the people, rather than their appointment by external authorities, annexing authorities. The path to lasting peace in Cameroon and Ambazonia lies in acknowledging these fundamental truths. If the authorities in Cameroon, La République du Cameroun, are willing to come to terms with the just demands of the Ambazonian people, it is within our reach to forge a future where both countries can coexist as good neighbors, engaging in mutually beneficial trade and cooperation. The establishment of a fair and equitable relationship between Cameroon and Ambazonia is not only desirable, but also entirely achievable through sincere dialogue and meaningful action. Sincere dialogue and meaningful action. Fellow Ambazonians, it is crucial for the authorities in Cameroon to understand that the use of coercion, force, and violence to suppress the legitimate aspirations of the Ambazonian people will only lead to further suffering and instability. The perpetuation of violence and the belief that victory can be achieved through the oppression of the Ambazonian people is a fallacy that will not lead to a sustainable resolution of this conflict. The pursuit of justice and the recognition of the rights of the Ambazonian people are the only viable path to a peaceful and prosperous future for both Cameroon and the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. It is not in the best interest of Cameroon to prolong this conflict any further. The continuation of hostilities only serves to deepen the wounds of division and sow the seeds of future discord. I implore the authorities in Cameroon to heed to this call for justice and to take meaningful steps towards a peaceful resolution of the conflict over Ambazonia. Only through mutual respect, mutual understanding, and compromise can we hope to build a future where Cameroon and Ambazonia can coexist as good neighbors, united in prosperity and shared humanity. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Short live the war.